this morning, Ocha Brigade nabbed 6 traffic offenders, advises Anambra residents on use of pedestrian bridges. Anambra lawmaker Okechukwu underscores need for continuous capacity building for lawmakers. Nigerian government restates commitment to providing safe learning environment for students. Turkey reaches compromise with Australia, set to host COP31. Security is here to stay in Anambra State. In the Anambra, remember, security is everyone's business, and for us to have a more secure and livable Anambra State, let us join forces with the government in securing our state. If you see something, say something. Report unscrupulous elements to the security operatives for better security of lives and property. Remember the emergency numbers 5111 and 0800-220-0008. Good morning, my name is Ifi Onachukwu. Welcome to the news. Anambra State House of Assembly has approved the 2026 to 2028 medium-term expenditure framework, MTEF. The policy document was earlier submitted to the legislature for Governor Chukwuma Soludo on Thursday, 13th November 2025. House of Assembly correspondent Emmanuel Chibata reports that presiding over the session, the Speaker of the 8th Assembly, Right Honorable Somto Chukwudeze, described the MTEF as the foundation upon which the state annual budget is built, noting its critical role in guiding fiscal planning and expenditure management. The approval framework contains major revenue and expenditure projections, including a 63% rise in expected receipts from the 13% derivation fund for oil-producing states from 11 billion to 18 billion naira. It also forecasts an increase in value-added tax revenue to 101.7 billion naira in 2026, up from 82.4 billion in 2025, and the state's monthly internally generated revenue IGR target has been pegged to 6 billion naira, while personnel costs are projected to rise by 15% to further strengthen the welfare of workers. The MTEF is anchored on the following strategic principles: use of realistic assumptions for revenue forecasting, prioritizing workers' welfare and planned new recruitments, enhancing operational efficiency across ministries and agencies, ensuring timely evidence-based data for effective budget preparation, and strengthening budget monitoring and legislative oversight. Presenting its report, the House Committee on Finance and Appropriation, chaired by Honorable Ejiko Okechukwu, underscored the need for continuous capacity building for lawmakers and legislative staff, especially in areas related to Public Procurement Act, Fiscal Responsibility Law, and other financial regulations to enhance effective budget implementation. At the busy Unity Junction along the Enugu-Onitsha Expressway in Awka, many residents still choose the risky habit of running across the highway instead of using the pedestrian bridge. Recently, 6 people faced the consequences of that choice as they were arrested during a joint enforcement operation of Operation Clean and Healthy Anambra, Ocha Brigade, the Anambra State Traffic Management Agency, ATMA, and Awka Capital Territory Development Authority, ACTDA. Chibuzo Bidike filed the report taken from here.
The managing director of Ocha Brigade, Comrade Celestine Aniere, emphasized that the enforcement reflects the state's determination to curb avoidable accidents on the expressway, where pedestrians often misjudge the speed of vehicles. He noted that despite the presence of a pedestrian bridge, many individuals still opt for dangerous routes across the traffic, and highlighted that the Ember months typically come with heavier traffic and faster movements, increasing the risk for pedestrians. He said the enforcement operation was therefore designed to reinforce orderliness, discourage unsafe practices, and prevent the kind of tragedies that arise from neglecting simple safety measures. Through continued enforcement at strategic points like Unizik Junction, the government aims to safeguard lives and ensure residents adopt safer habits that protect them and other road users.
Value Hands Inclusive Hub has presented an award of appreciation to the Managing Director of the Anambra Broadcasting Service, Mr. Christopher Moluku, for his spectacular performance in the establishment and contributions to the progress of the organization. While presenting the award to Mr. Moluku in his office, the founder of Value Hands Inclusive Hub, Ebere Okonkwo, commended the ABS Managing Director for transforming the outfit within a short period in office and for his generosity, support, partnership and commitment towards the success of Onitsha Sign Language Awareness Week held in September this year. Receiving the award, Mr. Moluku, who felt humbled, described the award as the recognition of ABS Public Enlightenment Service by the organization, assuring that ABS will sustain its partnership with the organization. He noted that Value Hands Inclusive Hub contributes a lot to the value of information by covering gaps which basic communication does not cover. The federal government has reaffirmed its commitment to ensuring safer learning environments for Nigerian students through continued support for the Safe School Initiative. The Minister of State for Finance, Doris Uzokanite, made this known in Abuja during the 2025 International Students' Day celebration organized by the Office of the Special Assistant to the President on Student Engagement. This was contained in a statement from the SA's office on Thursday. The statement said the government would continue to ensure funding for education, teacher salaries, school feeding programs, and safe learning environments through initiatives such as the Safe School Initiative. Speaking at the event, the SA on Student Engagement to the President, Sunday Asefo, emphasized the transformative power of education in nation building. According to him, every great society is built on the brilliance, diligence, and imagination of its young people. Today, we proudly honor the best graduating students from our universities, polytechnics, colleges of education, and the Nigerian Law School, he said. Now, on the foreign scene, Turkey has proposed holding the 2026 climate talks in Anatolia. The COP31 climate meeting is now expected to be held in Turkey after Australia dropped its bid to host the annual event. Under the UN rules, the right to host the COP in 2026 falls to a group of countries made up of Western Europe, Australia, and others. A consensus must be reached, but neither country had been willing to concede. Australia has now agreed to support the Turkish bid in return to their minister chairing the talks following negotiations at the COP30 currently being held in Brazil. This unusual arrangement has taken observers by surprise. It is normal for a COP president to be from the host country, and how this new partnership will work in practice remains to be seen. Australian Prime Minister Anthony Albanese has called the compromise with Turkey an outstanding result, noting Pacific issues would be front and center. And now for sports. Former Premier League defender Mauricio Tariko has been suspended for 5 games after making a racist gesture towards a referee in South Korea. The 52-year-old Argentine, now an assistant to manager Gus Poyet at South Korean champions Jeobuk, was found by K-League officials to have a media slant-eye gesture earlier this month made by him. Tariko was sent off by referee Kim Woo-seng after the former Ipswich and Tottenham player argued that his team should have been awarded a penalty for handball. He then reportedly shouted the Spanish word for racist at the referee before putting his fingers to his eyes and pulling them back. The referee reported the gesture to the K-League Disciplinary Committee, which ruled that Tariko's actions constituted racist behavior. The K-League rejected Tariko's argument, and he was also fined 20 million won. And that's the news. Remember, you can follow news and programs on ABS from any part of the world via our website, www.absradiotelevision.com. Subscribe to our YouTube channel on ABS at ABS Radio Television. Follow us on our social media handles at ABS Radio Television, on Facebook and at ABS Radio TV, on Instagram and on X. And now a recap of the main point. Ocha Brigade has nabbed 6 traffic offenders, advised Anambra residents on use of pedestrian bridges. Anambra lawmaker Okechukwu has underscored need for continuous capacity building for lawmakers. Nigerian government has restated commitment to providing safe learning environment for students. Turkey has reached compromise with Australia, set to host COP31. Security is here to stay in Anambra State. In Anambra, remember, security is everyone's business. And for us to have a more secure and livable Anambra State, let us join forces with the government in securing our state. If you see something, say something. Report unscrupulous elements to security operatives for better security of lives and property. Remember the emergency numbers 5111 and 0800-220-0008. Thanks for joining us. My name is Ifi Onachukwu.